Hi, thank you for watching Digging into China. I'm Dong Sean. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. A little more than a year ago, a Chinese property developer largely unknown to the outside world said its cash flow was under tremendous pressure and it might not be able to pay back some of its $300 billion debts. Today, China Evergrande Group is all too well known as the poster child of the country's economic woes. Housing prices in China have fallen in each of the 12 months since Evergrande's warning. Xi Jinping's government is now preparing to throw billions of dollars at the property market. A market, many experts say, resembles a giant Ponzi scheme. In August, prices for new homes in 70 Chinese cities fell by a worse than expected 1.3% year-on-year, according to official figures. China's housing sector has gone from an unstoppable driver of growth and prosperity to being the chief threat to the world's powerhouse economy. Prices have fallen, sales have slid, developers have gone bust, and buyers have staged an unprecedented and widening mortgage boycott in protest at having paid largely upfront for homes that have not been finished. Nearly a third of all property loans are now classed as bad debts, according to research by Citigroup, with once safe state-owned property developers driving the increase. The market is experiencing a total collapse in confidence. However, there is a silver lining for Chinese youth who do not own a property and who is fed up with the rat racing and choose to Tang Ping, lie down flat. Freelancer Pan Deng is such a young man. Based on report on Chinese media site Sixth Tone, Pan became a digital nomad in 2019 and decided to go to Guangzhou seeking warm weather and delicious Cantonese food. But when he got off the highway on the outskirts of the southern city and saw a resort advertising rooms for just 600 yuan a month, about $87 a month. No, you do not hear me wrong, $87 a month. Pan first assumed it had to be a mistake or a scam. It wasn't. An hour's drive from downtown Guangzhou, the luxury development was desperate for customers. Pretty soon, Pan was living in a 65 square meter room with a balcony overlooking other houses and trees. In Beijing, all you can get for 600 yuan a month is a bed in the dormitory. Pan stayed for half a year. Then he drove some 300 kilometers south to Hailing Island, where he got an ocean view room for 700 yuan a month, $100 a month. Finding deals at the deserted resorts became a fascination and then a career. Now, Pan wanders China's hinterlands, broadcasting his hunt for rock-bottom prices to an online audience of over 450,000 on video platforms TikTok and Bilibili. His most popular video has over 1.6 million views. His videos include staying in the Ghost City in eastern Shandong province for 300 yuan a month, an ocean view apartment in Guangdong province for 700 yuan a month, and a resort in southwestern Sichuan province for about 800 yuan a month. Pan's experience has helped forming a group of urban dropouts who have found a silver lining in China's property crisis. Amazing deals on rent in overbuilt small towns and cities. By now, other burnt-out urbanites are following his lead. In the video, Pan says, this kind of empty holiday community is a freelancer's paradise. I'm not sure if it's the impact of the epidemic or the access of real estate. There have been more and more apartments like this that are available for a few hundred yuan a month in the past 2 years. To find the low-cost resorts, Pan says he pores over satellite images of remote mountains and seaside areas and then looks for developments that stand out from their surroundings. These high-end apartment communities are often built next to tourist attractions. The developers counting on urban tourists and retirees as buyers, but many lie idle, looking like ghost towns. For a growing cadre of urban dropouts, it's an opportunity to live cheap. With this development model, no matter who wins or who loses, I always win, Pan tells his followers in the video. The vacancy epidemic is a disaster for advanced buyers who may never see their apartments built, but it's great news for members of China's growing Tang Ping or lie flat movement. In response to a culture of long overtime, hard work, and permanently deferred rewards, a growing number of skeptics are answering the call, such as, if you can live cheap enough, you don't have to work. Song is one of such urban dropouts. The 35-year-old former mobile game developer quit his 10-year-old job last year and went on the road. He traveled to remote counties and islands in Guangdong province, following the trail blazed by Pan. In April, he arrived at Yintan in East China's Shandong province. Translated to English, Yintan means silver beach, and it is where Song is living now. He pays 400 yuan per month for an ocean view apartment, an unbeatable deal. In Yintan, Song stays in one luxury compound for about 2 months and then moves to a new place. There are plenty of choices, he says. Every local here is a rental agent. Whether their daily jobs are selling breakfast or driving a cab or something else, just talk to them and they can find an apartment for you. There are more apartments than people. Along the 20 kilometers coastline in Yintan, over 200 residential compounds have been built. In each compound, there are between a dozen and 100 buildings. They are almost all empty, Song says. At night, you can see 9 out of 10 houses are empty, and it's still the peak season. In a month, there will be even fewer people here. It's a simple life, Song says. It's easy to meet the basic needs of life, but there are almost no nightclubs or karaoke. Many local residents received several apartments from the local government as it demolished their homes, so they decorate and rent them out. Some tourists bought a residence at Yintan but only come to stay for 2 months during the tourist season. But even now, there are still new properties under construction, Song says. In one video, Pan shows a kilometer-long beach in Guangdong province, which he says is the only attraction on the island. 3 major real estate companies came to build villa hotels and high-rises. When night falls, you can see that the occupancy rate is less than 5%, but they are still building more, he says. Song's online pen name is Qing Song, meaning relaxed. Song has set up groups on the messaging app WeChat to connect like-minded people who also want to share their peaceful and relaxing existence in Yintan. He says, when those who haven't come to Yintan ask us in the group, how come we talk all the time as if we don't work at all? We will flood the screen and tell them we lie flat. A friend of Song, surnamed Yu, told Six Tong that he supports himself earning 600 to 800 yuan a month from videos documenting his life as an urban exile in Yintan. He budgets 375 yuan a month for rent, 300 yuan for meals, and 50 yuan for utilities. Most days, he gets up and has breakfast, then makes a cup of tea, goes for a walk on the beach in the afternoon, and sometimes watches videos or goes for a bike ride. Living the quiet life of his dreams, Yu began to reflect on his struggles to earn money in previous years. He says, in the countryside, I see many old people spend very little money each year, but their lives still go on. So why can't I do the same? Yu says he's lost his belief that only owning a home can lead to a happy life. The belief has made demand for housing rigid and led to unreasonably high prices, he says. Life in time is totally different. It's a bit like the two sides of a coin. All the voices are telling you that you should go on the positive side, but actually you have a chance to flip it over and try another way of life. Sounds like a philosopher. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.